subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man. Man, talk about because going to the SwishaHouse. We never talked about this, what I'm saying, publicly, but just that whole transition and even just what you was going through. Because you blew my mind one day. We was chopping it up, and you was like, man, I had a whole nother name for 10 years.
Yeah, I had a situation, man, where I was wanted. A lot of people know. I could talk about it now. Let me see, can I? Yeah. I'm out of the, it's over. I'm out of the statutes of limitations, I think.
7 years? Yeah, it's more than
Nah,
7
I'm
years.
just playing. I'm out of all that. Nah, I had a situation in my life, man, in 1996. I had a probation violation, went to court on it, and got 8 years of TDC. But I had a lawyer who he wrote up these receipts and these things for an appeal. I was out on an appeal bond. I got the 8 years TDC. If you had 15 years or less back then, you can get an appeal bond. Stick them, KK them, all them. These was my people back then. They bummed me out, so I'm out. I got to go back to court on this appeal, and the lawyer that I'm using, he's kind of like the liaison for the company. So I'm going through a year. I'm going through it. The court time and getting ready to come. Well, I don't go. I decide I ain't going back no more. That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? I got this 8 years. I'm on the run. Well, he gives me a receipt for $2,500. I paid him $2,500. The appeal is dispensed. Such is wrote up. Well, he goes to jail for the same types of things that we were doing, writing these receipts. Another friend of mine, he wrote them one. He went to jail. Long story short, I'm out here, though. I'm running. I ran for 10 years flat. Alias names. So the whole time during Platinum in the Ghetto, all that from 96 to 2006. I had a warrant for my arrest. So I was out here taking care of my kids, my family, doing it, and I was wanted. Man, I run into police officers right now. I just ran into a police officer. And so I had to move all the way out of my side of town. I had to move to the Southwest. I had a different alias name. And I used to run into police officers that knew I had it. I mean, you got a warrant, but I was Lil Keke. And man, I'll get in, man, I'll get, get kind of scared about it. I'll be in for months. I won't really be out. I only be coming out for certain things. So when T Ferris tried to sign me, I actually had a situation where I was had got through with the Draped Up song with Bun B, and Lil J and Red Boy from Rap A Lot was gonna offer me a situation in T Ferris. And a lot of people don't know this. At the time, man, J Street, he gangster to me. I respect him like that. I had a warrant. I really didn't want to
Involve him in that.
I really didn't want to involve him in that at the time. I didn't tell nobody. Not saying that I really wanted to do it to T Ferris and them either, but at the time I really didn't want to do it to Jay just out the blue on some street shit. So my thing was I had a mind frame of, could I get my Pimp C on? I might be finna go to jail. Let me just get an album out. You know what I'm saying? Let me get an album out. So T Ferris, he kept trying to sign me, kept coming to go to SwishaHouse. I knew it was gonna be controversial. I knew it was gonna be, but I was in a situation where, hey man, I didn't have nobody on this side of town or nowhere that I was able to put that burden on. I wasn't prepared to do what I need to do, and it was a big burden in my life. So I ended up signing with T Ferris and them under a whole different name. They was booking me flights and everything
under this name,
under this other name.
So you ID'd up everything.
I got an ID contract, everything. I felt bad about it. So one day I catch a case on the road in the other name, one Swisser, one square, where it was out of town and it was in a small country town. They had roll on print. So they did the print. I told them my other name. I bonded out. Well, the prints came back. When the prints came back, I had to go to court out of town. They were confused. Who is Marcus Edwards? Who is this guy? It's a big confusion. So what me and my attorney tried to do was set up a situation. I still didn't want to fix it. We tried to set up a situation where I was just going to go to probation out of town every month for that year, for that square, whatever I had. That's all they wanted to do. Well, they didn't want to do that because it was an out-of-town case. So what they did was transfer the probation here to Harris County. So my first day going to probation, I already knew something crazy was going to happen because they were calling both names. Marcus Edwards, such. So I'm in here with my family and we in here going, we waiting. And they got me. They finally got me. This was like 2007. I had been running for 10 years. And to this day, man, I tell people all the time, G-Dash came, the fee for it, thanks to Chip Lewis, my lawyer, they charged me $100 grand to get it fixed. I had the only thing that saved my life was that receipt that I had. I had that receipt for 10 years. The judge remembered the case, knew the guy did time for those receipts. Man, they ended up giving me shock probation. G-Dash and T-Fast and SwishaHouse, they put up $50,000 up front for me to get out. I paid the other $50,000. I worked it off when I got off, and this is very important because I tell people, and people always think, I didn't sign with SwishaHouse for money. Powerwall was platinum, Mike Jones was platinum, they was at the top of their game. I didn't get a quarter. I didn't ask for $1, 50 cents, want nothing. All I wanted to do was get Chunk Up the Dudes, get I'm a G. They put me back in the mix. That's why if you go look at the Break 'em Off video, I'm not in it. He's actually in it, my son. I'm in jail. You know what I'm saying? I'm in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I had to do 3 months to beat the case. So I'm locked up in the Break 'em Off video. When I got out, I almost lost the deal with Universal that I had for such. So when I got out, people don't know right now, it's nothing that G-Dash can really do that bothers me. It's nothing because I'm from the streets, because when I needed that $50,000 to get out of jail, he gave it. I don't care that I had ABA, Chunk of the Dudes, didn't get $1 from him. People were, man, you earned that, you deserve that. Now, I was in there, they wrote that check for $50,000, and I paid the other $50 out, and that changed my life. So when I got out,
Is that what delayed the album? Because it was like
it delayed the album.
That's what was delayed.
It delayed. Well, the album, we ended up doing Gangsta Grill and we ended up doing ABA. To tell the truth, the ABA took off big like the album. It had Chunk Up the Deuce on it. It was so huge. So right after the ABA, I got caught. And I was locked up. We taking some time. I'm about to lose the deal. And I ended up getting out, man. And I ended up getting in some more trouble.
Donnie Houston.
What am I saying? No one really knows what I'm saying. But I'm your provocateur, and
And they bootlegging our shit. Hey, dopehead, get out the motherfucking streets, you jackass!
Ouch, he hurt me. He punched me in the balls.
Dopehead in the teeth. They bootlegging